Hello YouTube, it's PS4 Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video I'm just going to jump into some gaming news stories and give you my 2 cents on each of them. So before we get into the video, this is just my opinion, and as always let me know what your thoughts are about these gaming news topics down below in the description. I like to read and I will reply to every single comment down in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's jump into the first gaming news story of 2019. So we've just had literally hot off the press news that Bungie is to leave Activision. Now this, for me, I think is a fantastic piece of news for Bungie, and I think it'll have a knock-on effect maybe for other companies that are under the Activision umbrella in the future. Now, Bungie is most famous for the Destiny franchise. We can't say for certain, but I think Activision had a lot to do with putting in greedy microtransactions into Destiny, which ruined the game and killed the player base. Now I know a lot of people like the game, probably spent a lot of money on these microtransactions, but at the end of the day, if you ask people if they want them in the game, probably a lot of people, me personally, would say no. I remember when games, like you played the game, by playing the game you got unlocks and rewards, and that was that. Maybe you got the occasional DLC in the future, but that is slightly separate. So anyway, so I remember when games, you were rewarded with new items or whatever by just playing the game and having fun, whereas now all those rewards that we used to get as free content are getting price tags added to them, and that ruins the experience, ruins the game. So just think about the last 10 years, 5 years even, majority of the games have microtransactions in them. That ruins the game. One of my friends did say, because I was discussing this with one of my friends, and he was like, oh, they're optional. Well, technically, yes, you don't have to buy them, but at the same time, we don't get a choice whether they're in the game or not. They are forced upon us. These companies would rather make as much money out of us and casual gamers and just gamers in general than actually provide a decent product that's fit for purpose, that actually works at the time of launch. There's too many games nowadays that are coming out broken. The almost mentality of buy now or play now, fix later, which is appalling. That's not right. But anyway, microtransactions, many of you know that I'm not a fan of them. I think they have to get removed, and hopefully the EU will step up and ban them for the majority of games going forward. So microtransactions, so Bungie, as I've saying, is leaving Activision. So hopefully now Bungie has the courage to go out and, yes, publishing their own games will be something that's new to them, something that will take time, and hopefully they can cut the strings from Activision and create their own games that they're really proud of. I'm not saying they're not proud of Destiny, for example, with the horrible microtransactions, but this will give them the freedom to do what they want when they want and not have a master above them to tell them what they can and can't do. So hopefully this will have a knock-on effect for like Blizzard and many other companies under the Activision thing, and I would love to see a time where all these developers, if they're big enough, just have the audacity to go completely independent from all these big faceless corporations and make the games the fans want, because at the end of the day, the fans are the most important thing in the industry, because most of these developers are gamers themselves and really just want to continue to create fantastic games, whether that's multiplayer or single player games, and I'm really looking forward to see what Bungie and hopefully Blizzard in the future do, because Blizzard is an absolute disaster with the whole BlizzCon thing, mobile games, etc. That could be a different topic for another day, but hopefully that'll have a knock-on effect for other developers going forward. Now, talking of microtransactions, this is a similar sort of news story, but on the topic of microtransactions. So Activision, being the money-grabbing buggers that they are, have introduced even more microtransactions, and the fact this was on sale, this item, but I remember back in the day, Black Ops 2 for example, you got different DLC packs of like a reticle, a gun camo, maybe a calling card or whatever. There was multiple ones of that you could buy because you knew what you were getting when you were buying them. Yes, they are technically microtransactions DLC, but Activision have added to the black market, their in-game sort of currency store, that you can actually buy a red dot site for £1 or $1 if you're in America. It was on sale for 50 cents or 50p during the holiday sale, but this is absolutely appalling. Like as I said previously, as you play the game you should get rewarded. You shouldn't have to pay on top of the original cost of the game. This is where microtransactions are actually taking the piss. You can see right through the industry bullshit, and genuinely I just cannot believe how much more money are these companies wanting. Jesus Christ, because they've just announced the figures for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. That made 500 million in like 3 to 5 days, which is absolutely insane. An incredible amount of money, but the investors were not happy. That just shows you how out of touch these bigwigs are. 500 million could set every single person up for generations, but yet these people are not happy. So really, my thinking is, well, if they're not happy at making 500 million, what will they be happy? What sort of figure will they be happy at? Seriously, it honestly blows my mind that these people are so out of touch. Anyway, microtransactions are a cancer that have to get stopped, and hopefully the EU step up and ban them all. Anyway, so final news story of today. I like to do things in threes, so the final one of today is that PS4 has just announced the figures of how many consoles have been sold, and that's 91.6 million. That is absolutely incredible. PS4, as we know, is coming to the end of its life cycle. I would love to see it personally go on for a good 5-10 years more. Now we know the PS2 had a roughly 12-year life cycle. There's still people playing PS2 and 3 and even PS1 and many other older consoles to this day. So I think the fact that PS4 is still in its prime, I would say, it's probably hit that peak, and I think it will hit 100 million units sold in the future. Don't know when, but I would love to see PS4 go on as long as possible, and maybe some of the games that are coming out that have still not been released, Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding for example, Cyberpunk, will hopefully come out this year. If not, there will hopefully be cross-platform games from PS4 and 5, but there is a less of a jump between PS4 and PS5 in terms of graphics and whatever. Yes, they're experimenting with 8K, but that won't be coming to the market anytime soon. There's still a lot of people that are very wary about 4K. I know there's a few people that have PS4 Pro and the 4K telly. I'm personally fine with HD. I generally didn't see the difference personally after watching a 4K telly and also comparing it with my own standard, my high definition telly with this launch PS4. I personally don't see the difference, but people are saying there's a difference, so that's fine. If you want to go down the route, then that is totally your call, but I'm happy where I am at the moment. And saying that though, I am intrigued and looking forward to a potential PS5 in the future. Analysts are saying 2020, 2021. I would like to see that obviously the PS4 extend another few more years, but at the same time, we do know dev kits have went out to these developers for the PS5, so I think it's going to be coming out in the next year or two, maybe 3 years at the most. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. And so anyway guys, that has been my gaming news video, my first one of 2019. As I say, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm going to read and reply to every comment that I see. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PS4 Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys, bye bye.